Guys, my name is AJ. Welcome back to my channel AJ36000. So in this video I'm going to show you how to show a notification when a user replies to a post. So let's get started. So before moving on to the video, I have done some small changes from the previous episode. So I have added login and register, so you can add it by just typing php artisan make auth, and after we logged in, I've created a form to create a new post. So you can create a new post out here, and out here all the posts are listed. So if I click show post, it will show the post, and down here I can add a comment. So what my goal in this series is to show notification when a new comment is added. So that's why I've done this. So if you want to follow along, you can go to notification repository, which I have. The link is in the description. You can just go and download this and follow along. So now let's start. Now just go to Laravel documentation/notifications. So Laravel does support notifications. So they have a preset thing which is notification. You can create it by just typing php artisan make notification, and that is exactly the thing which I am going to use. So we can start by creating a new model for our notification. So just run php artisan make model notification, and this will create a new notification model. And now we need a migrations file. So in order just creating it by typing make migrations, Laravel does have a pre-made notifications table. So for that, just go to database notification, and here you can see the code, which is php artisan notifications table. Just run it, and there you go, you have your migrations file. You can see it under database migrations. Okay, now we can migrate it. php artisan migrate, and this will migrate. Yeah, that's because I have already migrated. I will just run php artisan migrate fresh. So this is new code available in Laravel, so that it will just drop all the tables and it will just migrate everything. So now I was successfully migrated. Now we can create a new notification file. So for that, run php artisan make notification. So now we can name the file. So I will name it notify users or notify post owner. Yeah, that's good. So give it as notify post owner. So now inside our app notification, you can see notify post owner class. So here inside the via method, we can change the mail to database, so that in order to just mail it, we can store it in the database. So database, and now here you can see function to mail. So we don't need the function to mail, but we need to store it in our database. So for that, I will change the to mail to database. So I will just leave this as it is, and I will just remove this and open an array. Now we can return the things which is required to be stored in the database. So before that, I will just configure what to be saved. So for that, I will just import our post model, and yeah, that's basically enough. So I'll just type post, and just public post to register the variable, and inside our construct function this post equals post. Okay, now you may think, from where does I have this post? So I will just send it when I am calling in notification. So here we can type post equals post. Yeah, that's enough. So now we can just create a notification whenever a new comment is posted. So for that just go to your comment controller, whichever controller you are using. Just go where your comment is being created, and below that now we need to find the post. So I will just find post by the ID which is from the request. So here it is, post ID. Okay, now we have the post. Now I will just use the post model, and we also need our user model. So just import it. Now I will store this post in a variable. So post equals that post, and now I will just find the user who have created that post. So post user ID. So now I can find the user, and I will just notify new notify post owner. Now by calling this notify method, we can create a new notification in the database. So now I need to call in the notify post owner class. So use app notifications notify post owner. So that's enough for the database configuration. Now if we now try to create a new comment, so this is a very good post, and I will just click comment, and now we have an error. Yeah, this is because we are not passing in the post. So inside the notify post owner method, just pass in the post. Now reload, and yeah, now the comment was successfully created. Now you can go to the comments table, notifications table. You can see a new ID or a new column. So inside the data we have our data which we have just passed in. Okay, now we can move on to the next step, which is to show all the notification. So for that I'm going to use Vue.js. Okay, now inside our resource views and inside layouts app.play.php, near this user's name I will give a new drop down button out here for notifications. So I will just copy the code of the users drop down, copy, paste it. I will change this to notifications, and we don't need anything inside the array right now. So I'll just remove it. Now we need a caret out there, and we need a good icon. So I will just go to Bootstrap. So this is the icon which I was looking for. Just copy this and paste it in that inside the class. And now if I reload, I can see notifications with an icon near it. So now inside the another list, we can create a new notification tag. So notification. So you may think there is not by default a notification tag. So we will create a new notification tag using view. So inside resource assets JS, you can see the app.js, and here you can see a view component. So I will just change the example to notification, and this also to notification. By default we don't have a new we have a notification file, so we don't need this example.view, so we will just rename that rename to notification. Okay, now we need to run npm run watch, so that it will compile each time when we save the file. Okay, now I think it is much better to give it in the outside, and I will just cut it and paste it inside the notification. So I will just open notification file, and inside the template I will just clear everything else and paste this code. So I think this is much better. So now we don't need this mounted, and add some commenting. Now we need data, so we can create a notification data and leave it as blank for now. And next we'll create a new function which is created. So each time the view is being created, it calls an Axios request, and this is exactly like the Ajax one. If you like that, you can use that, but I like Axios. So just I have a route, or I will create a new route which will be notification /get, which will be post request, and once it is successfully got, it will trigger a function, and everything inside this will be triggered as a function. So now we can create a new route. So just go to your routes web.php and a post request. We don't have a notification controller, so I will use comment controller, or we can just create a new notification controller. That will be good. So run php artisan make controller notification controller. Okay, now that's good. So notification controller at get. That will be the name of the function. Okay, now inside our notification controller file, val route, yeah, that's because we were having an empty string inside our routes. Now that's fixed. So open your notification controller and create a new function which is get and I will return notification all. Okay, I will just use notification. So now we have access to all these data in the notification table. So I will just show you by just changing the get post request into get request and just going to this route. And now we have a one single column inside our notification table, so we will get everything inside this data. Here it is. So inside here we will just assign the value of this notification data, and it's by this dot notifications equals response dot data. Yeah, I think that's enough. Yeah, or this is much better. So we'll just assign the whole response into the notifications. So now inside our notification.view file, we can just print all the notification. So for that we will need to create a for each loop. So but there is nothing called for each loop inside view, so we will use the for loop, but it acts exactly like the for each loop. So notification as sorry, that's PHP one, but view is notification in notifications. Okay, now we don't have access to this data, so we need to import it. For that, just go to your mwa.php and we will bind it. So we bind notifications equals notifications. Okay, now we have access to it by props notification. Okay, now we have access to this notification variable, so I'll just save it and I will reload. For that I will change this get request into post request, and now if I go to localhost 8000 and open my console, yeah, and inside view you can see the notification object. So I have access to all these. So now I can list it. So just go to notification.view. So now instead of retrieving everything from the database, I will just limit the variation in the storing of the variable. So instead of storing the response, I will just show response.data. So now inside our notification.view file, inside the anchor tag I will just echo notification dot data dot post dot id. Now this will give an error because the values inside the data is not encoded, so we need to encode it first and then call it. So JSON dot parse, and this will encode it, and once the compiling is over and we reload, we can see the notification without any error. So you can see the ID, so we don't need to show the ID. Instead we'll show something like a new or someone commented on your post, and title. Okay, now if you reload, we can see okay, wait. Okay, now we can see someone commented on your post and a post name. So we'll give a break line, and I will just wrap it inside a small tag. Okay, now that should look prettier. Okay, that's good. So now if I go to some post and comment something here, I can see a new notification. But now this is a bug, since we don't want to show all the notification, just only the notification which we own. So for that, inside our notification controller, instead of returning everything, I will just return the authenticated users notification. So for that, okay, now I will get the user who is currently logged in, get all the unread notifications. Again, now we need to call in the auth wizard. So now we now need to encode it with JSON, so we can remove that code. So now if we reload, we can see yeah, now we have an error, and it's because yeah, now if you reload, yeah, now if you reload, we can get all the notification without any errors. So now when a user clicks on a notification, it should be marked as read. So for that, we can give a function. So we click equals mark as read. So I will pass in notification variable. So it's not we click, but it's we own click. So now we can create this method. So for that, in your script, I will type methods, and inside method I will create this function. So markers read function, and it will be notification and here will be our code. So we can create a new variable, which will be data, and id equals notification dot id. So I'm getting the id of the notification, not the id of the post. Just keep it in mind. And now I will give a Axios request, which will be a post request. It will be to slash notification slash right. Okay, now I will pass in the data, and once it's completed, the function will be rendered here. And now we can create this route. So just go to web.php in your routes file, copy it and paste it below. Change the get request get into read, and change the get function into read. Okay, now we can go to our notification controller. I'll create a new function which will be read, and get the request. So now I am going to hit the authenticated user and get all his unread notification. So unread notifications, and I will find the notification which I want, which the user clicked right now. So we can find by typing find and the request ID. Okay, now we got that specific notification. Now what we have to do is to mark it as read. So there is a function which is mark as read, and that's all. Now this the notification will be marked as read. Now we can return something like success. It's not necessary, what you can give whatever you want. So now back in our notification.view file, inside our Axios request, we can change the location. So window.location.href equals post plus the notification post ID, so which is inside data, post and ID. Okay, now we can give it a try. Save the file, wait till it compiles and reload. Now if I click it, I will be redirected to post/501, and you can see that there is no notification. And if I go to my notifications table, you can see that the read at will be having a time which it is marked as read. Now that's for reading it. Now we need to show something here if there is no new notification. It's very easy. For that, just open a new li and get the if condition, which will be notifications dot length equals 0. So this will be shown if the length of the notifications is 0. So I will show something like there is no new notifications. Okay, now that's enough. We reload. We can see that there is no new notifications. So now near our notifications out here, we can show the number of notification which is unread. So it is very simple. Near the notification, just open a span tag and give a class of badge, and inside the span we can just get the notifications dot length. So once it's been compiled and we reload, we can see the near the notification is 0. It's because now there are no new notification, and if there is, it will be shown, it will count the numbers. So now it's 1. So that's all for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more videos. You can always give me feedbacks. Thank you.